all the cool air is to the west and northwest.
Well, and I think that's what makes it even tougher, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking St. Simons, Brunswick.
Oh, yeah.
Low 60s, upper 50s. You tack on a 10 to 15 mile per hour wind, probably feeling like the low to mid 50s in a few spots there.
Yeah, especially if you're in the shade. Because there's plenty of sun, but you catch yourself underneath a tree or something and you get that shade spot. And I will say, one of the most iconic, and I can't believe we've gone this whole week, and it's just been such a busy week. I haven't even mentioned this, but one of the great traditions of the Florida-Georgia / Georgia-Florida weekend here in Northeast Florida, it includes an event in Southeast Georgia, big Johnny Polk Golf Classic on Jekyll Island, and they've done it. They've done it up there for decades. This weekend they play golf Thursday, they play golf Friday, because it's all Georgia versus it's Georgia fans, Florida fans that have been coming to this thing for decades.
Okay.
There's generations too. Has been kind of like handing down, and they're playing up there. And I was just on the phone with one of the gentlemen playing in that event, my dad, and he was like, "Man, it was cold. Why didn't you tell me?" I was like, "Dad, I've texted you 16 times. You're going to need your fluffy jacket.
Yeah.
You're going to need the layer because you're on the beach up on Jekyll."
Is he a UGA or Florida fan?
But he went to Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, Dad went to Georgia. So anyhow, big dog. But he, him and his cronies, they come and they play. But it is actually an awesome thing to get up on Jekyll. But it is cool, and getting on that golf course, you're exposed. So keep that in mind, guys, if you happen to be streaming and you're going to be out there, obviously again tomorrow morning.
Not a whole lot of windbreakers out there on the golf course.
No,
too much
you are exposed. And when you're waking up St. Simons, you can just interpolate that for Jekyll as well. Waking up in the mid 40s, they're going off early. It is going to be brisk, baby.
Yeah, mid 40s there. Inland locations when we talk about Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Could get a little crunchy, but this is really what we're talking about.
Yep.
This is what we've got in place. The front moved through. It's going to help carry Melissa off to the northeast. You can kind of see it up there in the top right side of your screen. But high pressure moving in, Lou. We're keeping the sunshine. We're keeping dry skies, blue skies. Now, as we kind of get to the end of this 48-hour loop, you get towards Saturday afternoon and evening, you look up across kind of the Ohio River Valley, the Tennessee River Valley. There is going to be a relatively weak surface low in front, a much stronger and potent upper level low attached to it.
Yep.
That is going to be working its way toward us by the end of the weekend and into at least the early part of next week. We'll talk about what that might mean for us here coming up, but for you. Yeah.
I'm sorry. No. Go. Finish your thought, because I have a thought about this graphic.
Oh, go ahead. This tells a story.
I wanted this. I wish I could see the dog.
Yeah.
I want to see the dog in the costume.
Is
he a ghost?
Let's see if I can play it out again.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, he's a ghost.
Ghost dog?
Yeah.
Is that Enzo?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, I couldn't tell. See, I couldn't tell.
Enzo's a lot more like orange.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't really see it. Okay. Well, anyhow.
Well, he wants to remain anonymous.
Dog in a costume, dog in a ghost outfit. He's going to be anonymous. And we got Freaky Friday. We got Halloween. Goodness gracious. It's going to be outstanding. So we showed you that forecast for a high of 69. The low temperatures were going in those lower 40s for most around the area. And it's something Ross and I have been kind of talking about, thinking just recent memory. We could go back 20 years and talk about how this is going to be cool in terms of the last 20 years, or even, climatologically speaking, we're going to be below normal. But just our recent memory, the last 3 years going out trick-or-treating, it's been 2022, 86, 2023, 84, 2024, 85. That's true, it's hot, it's well above average, and you're sweating in your costume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might wear it for a couple blocks, then you're pulling the thing off just because you're sweating with it. And your mornings, kind of just an indicator of what we're going to be tomorrow. Those morning lows the last 3 years have been in the low 60s. Think about our last couple of mornings in the middle 40s and how that compares. And then the idea that we're only going to get to 69 tomorrow, maybe. It's been a struggle bus to get that high today. That would be what the low temperatures have been the last 3 years. So certainly this is the hard change up. We're bringing kind of that hard snapping curveball for you as we go into Halloween tomorrow. It's going to be a different one.
Yeah, this is more of like a Halloween where across maybe like a Nashville, Charlotte.
Sure.
Temperature-wise, a little bit more
Carolina's
like
Halloween.
their weather.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got you covered from inland southeast Georgia, the metro of Jacksonville, and then even as far south as St. Augustine, where a temperature range, I mean, it's not that different. You know, that cold air is diving deep all the way through St. Johns County and towards the beaches, too. I think you're getting some of that cold air with those strong west winds. So you're not getting much of that
I think really
temperament.
the only difference will be how quickly it cools off in each place.
Sure.
Your coastal areas closer to the beaches and the St. Johns River might not cool off nearly as fast as perhaps some of those inland areas would, like Waycross.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, I get through Halloween and get into Saturday morning. Ross mentioned it. Inland areas like Waycross is going to be quite cool. So we're going to tell you all about that, some of the things we can expect. We got a lot to get to in this stream. We got football picks too. It feels like football weather for sure. We got Florida, Georgia. We got so much to talk about. Stay with us. It's a short break.
Lou, you're going to need to toss another log on the fire.
Woohoo!
Tonight.
My favorite.
And Saturday morning, especially.
Oh, and I've been saving some wood. I've been drying out. It's probably been a neighbor. It's been a year. A neighbor a year ago cut down an oak in his backyard, and I've got a stump, whatever, the log portion of it, this big around, sitting in my garage, and it's just been drying.
Yeah.
You know, and it probably, it was green. I mean, so it needed a year, but I think we're ready. I'm gonna split that thing and put it on the.
Now you got an axe. Or you just got a log splitter.
I got an axe.
Okay.
I'm an axe man.
Yeah,
You
I
know
love
what
that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna chop wood, just like my Gamecock's gonna have to do foreshadowing, chop some wood. Just like Florida's gonna have to do foreshadowing, chop some wood.
Should we explain why we need the extra wood on the fire?
Yeah, absolutely.
Saturday morning, you're waking up, you're ready to go, Florida, Georgia.
Look at this.
Sheesh.
Look at this.
Upper 30s
Things
for
you like to
inland
see.
areas. Really,
Yeah.
if we're talking west of Highway 301, Lou, many locations from really Columbia County and Lake City up to Pierce County, Blackshear, Waycross, you could see upper 30s. I think some very isolated, low-lying areas could perhaps see temperatures drop maybe 1 or 2 degrees below that. You might get some isolated patchy frost, so some crunchy grass in a few locations. Are we going to see that in Duval County? Probably not. I would say maybe the west side. I'd give it a 10%
out toward Jimmy's
chance.
house in White House.
Yes.
Jimmy might get, Jimmy might be rolling in. Well, you said it was going to be 41. It was 36 in White House. Well, yeah, probably. He's going to give me one of those.
I would say 99% of us probably have a 0% chance of seeing frost on Saturday morning.
But important to bring up, because we are getting to that time of year, we will start to see these next few weeks in inland southeast Georgia then that I-10 corridor, and then to Duval as we get closer to December. It'll be a little bit later. And so we'll watch. But yes, Saturday morning, coolest we've been, really, probably early March,
Yeah.
So we got the tailgate forecast for you. We bring that up. It's an all-day affair. Even JSO is telling you, get to the tailgate lot 5 hours before the game so you can just get in a seat, right? So don't miss kick. That's how early you need to be trying to leave your house. So naturally, a lot of folks are going to do it even earlier than that. We've got RV City, tailgate lots all over the place, going to be open and ready to go. So early morning, jackets. Even take it to the game. You're going to have plenty of sun out there, right? It's going to be certainly football weather, but think about, today, and you're out and about today, and we've struggled to get to 70. That's kind of what it's going to be like on Saturday as well. I mean, we're going to get into those lower 70s, sure. We're looking at 71 at 3 o'clock, but the brunt of our day is going to be spent kind of in those low mid 60s. And then you get in the stadium and you're enjoying the sun for a little while, but of course, sun's going to go down 6:38. And the way these football games work now, with all the friggin' commercials,
it's longer than a 3-hour game.
It's a much. I mean, yeah. You're talking 4. So you're going to be in the stadium for at least an hour and a half, probably after sunset. Between that, getting out of your seat, going to the car, it's going to be chilly. So take the layer in with you to the ball game.
You're going to need it.
That. But you won't need no rain gear necessary.
Should we talk what our picks are going to be for this?
Yeah,
for this game, for the rest of them?
Let's go ahead and do it. Since we're talking college football and Ross is, speaking of chopping wood, is taking me
I was going to say, let me
to the woodshed.
Toss me back up on camera here. I just want to.
Are you opening a mini bottle?
Open up a can.
Oh, a can.
Can of wolf.
You see that can over there? What's that a can of? It's a can of Ross's patented homemade whoopee.
Home cooking.
And it's
yeah,
we got to get it
a
all.
little trippy there.
Absorb it. And we have had, it's been rough because I think 3 weeks ago I was down by like three or four games, and I started saying to myself, okay, well, I got to swing big. And did I make picks that I wouldn't have made? Probably not. I'm not going to, I'm not giving myself any more credit.
I was going to say, you can't talk your way back through this.
This is crap. So I'm going to swing big. But we're both going to go. See, I figured I was trying to swing different. I figured you were going to take Vandy, so you're going to go Texas.
I think Texas is favored in this game, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I feel like Vanderbilt will win, but if Texas, I don't know. I feel like it's a toss-up. Like I don't think Vanderbilt's going to win every single game here,
right?
And just be
agreed
and barnstormers. So,
agreed. Is Vanderbilt a playoff team?
Probably.
On the Is that crazy to say?
Yeah.
That's crazy to say, but they probably are. Is Vanderbilt playing in the SEC championship? I mean, they win this game.
I guess they could. Yeah, I guess they could. They have not played the elite teams in the SEC yet, though.
Right.
What I would consider the elite teams. So.
Yeah. I mean, they lost to Bama, but they turned around and beat. Who they beat? They didn't beat Ole Miss.
No, who did they play last week?
Oh God, I'm sorry. I've already forget my picks. But
let's go to Georgia, Florida. That's really the game people care about, right?
Georgia at Florida in the bank. It's a neutral site game, but it is. That's why we call it Florida Georgia. It switches every year. So Ross going with the dogs, and I don't blame him. But again, I've got to just start swinging up at the ball, trying to hit home runs, but going to end up hitting a weak fly ball to the shortstop. But I am going to go Gators. Let's go. Why not?
What's that coming down the track? It's the Mean Machine in the red and black.
Okay.
That's a little Chris Porter shout out there.
Okay.
For his dogs. And then we got your Gamecocks again. I love just having them on the pick'ems week in and week out here, just to see you pick SC and for them to lose
also
every single time.
Not fair. But I can't pick against them. And using Ross's logic with Vanderbilt can't win every time, I'm going to go with the logic South Carolina can't lose every time.
Every blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes.
They're going to have to because they're going to Ole Miss.
Yeah. Oxford.
I got to go there. And, that gauntlet, I don't know if the heartbreak after that Alabama close call or boat raced by Oklahoma before that. I don't know if there's anything in there that – is there something left in the tank? I'm going to hope so, and we're going to try to get it.
Can Beamer save his job?
He's got another year. So
I was talking to someone today who said Beamer's gone after this year.
If he leaves, it's on his own volition because he's going to go to Virginia Tech and try to avoid the hot seat next year. But it would be psychotic for South Carolina to fire him at this point because of the coaching carousel that's already taken place. The job's already open. South Carolina won't be one of those jobs that's like coveted at this point. You know what I mean? I mean, you got Penn State, LSU, Florida open.
Do you think Virginia
and wherever
Tech?
Lane Kiffin goes, if he goes somewhere, then you'd have Ole Miss open, Kentucky's open. I mean,
do you think Virginia Tech would take Beamer before they would take James Franklin? Franklin's going to have a higher price tag.
It would be yes. Then yes, if it's the money thing will matter. I think so.
Okay.
And then also,
obviously, I know his dad. Coached there for a lot of years. There would be
just how do we get the fans back into this? All right, we're bringing Beamer ball back.
Yeah.
That would be. But again, I think that's the only way South Carolina is. They're not firing him. Now in the next year, absolutely. I mean, depending, of course, the coaching carousel could be crazy again next year. But just this year is not the year for it because you're not getting any of those big names. Knocking down the door. And then, all right, a final one. The nightcap on ABC. Is Oklahoma at Tennessee, and I'm gonna take material. I'm gonna take Oklahoma.
The Vols aren't losing on Rocky Top.
And you
under
are
those
a
Neyland
closeted
lights.
Tennessee fan. I know you.
There have been countless country music songs written about nights under the Neyland lights. It's a dove for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Well, don't sing them to us. I don't want to hear it.
But we should reiterate the reason why we kind of do this. Now, it is fun, of course, but 3 of those games you can watch
ABC.
right here on ABC.
Exactly.
Just reiterate.
Great
that.
SEC football on ABC. There's a look at Sunday. We do have to take a break. We got so passionate with our picks. We'll do that and be right back and wrap this stream up.
Lou, we've kind of talked a good bit about the weekend here. So we just want to toss up that weekend outlook quick one last time, let folks get a quick glimpse at it here before we kind of continue. Notice Sunday, low rain chances, but there is a reason why we mentioned the rain chances. Of course, don't forget, we do fall back an hour.
Look at
Saturday
those sunrises.
into Sunday as well. Yes,
we're gonna
sunrise before 7.
A little brighter for the kids heading to the bus stop, walkers, bikers, and then, of course, we know the twilight golf hours are ending.
They are.
Look at this. Beautiful look.
Yeah, we got this nice swirl, this low up across southern Canada, north of North Dakota. This is essentially the source, the energy source of our next potential rain chance.
Yeah.
Now, it's over 1,600 miles away, so we're going to be watching it a while, but this is pretty much going to be the area that we're watching.
So, in forecasting, what you do is you look kind of the top of the atmosphere and go all the way down to the bottom. Now, if you were to say just take one of those pieces of the puzzle and you look at jet stream and you look at the top and some of those winds and you see that trough digging down, and if you were to forecast primarily on that and you're thinking, oh, there's instability, there's potential for some uplift from the low levels because it's all attached, you would think, well, we're going to just get blown out. Showers, thunderstorms.
This looks like a really potent system.
It does. And then you got to look at other layers. I mean, so you come back down closer to the surface. We go through Sunday. Dry air, all right? So those TANs, we got a lot of moisture down to the south. Does some of that try to get pulled up?
A little maybe sneaks in there.
A little. And that's what we're saying, low rain chance for Sunday. And it would be, I would think it'd be a little bit later in the day.
Yeah.
And now we've been going on Monday. It has been a little tough forecast, to be quite honest, because models have been kind of wishy-washy on how much moisture there is at the lower levels. What's that upper atmosphere going to have to work with?
It doesn't seem like a lot right now. Although, as Lew showed, a lot of energy, but really just nothing to work with regards to moisture to produce any rain or thunderstorms, at least for, widespread rainfall or anything like that. So right now we're thinking primarily straight scattered showers at best, Lew, right, for Monday. So we've dropped those precipitation chances at least a little bit. Of course, that portion of the forecast is going to remain rather fluid here over the next 48 hours or so. That might have to be fine-tuned a bit more.
So check back in with us.
Yeah.
We got a great weekend ahead. No complaints, cool mornings, nice warm afternoon, especially by Sunday. Good trick-or-treating, good Florida, Georgia. We fall back. Gosh, seriously, we've had so much going on. And then, as we always talk about, that